I think we can all agree that everybody's favorite comfort food is mac and cheese, but you don't have to eat the one in the box. With my recipe, it only takes 20 minutes to make a creamy, delicious pot of macaroni and cheese, and mine, low in fat, no butter, and only 4 ingredients. Let me show you how easy this is, okay? First, we're going to put on a pot of water to cook the pasta, the noodles. And while that's coming to a boil, and it's salted water, so put a whole bunch of salt in your water for the noodles, okay? And you have a second pot here for the sauce, so we're going to get the sauce started. Now, to make the sauce, you need 2½ cups of milk, which I have in here. This is 1% low-fat milk. You don't need the full-fat milk or the cream. This is a low-fat but really delicious meal. Okay, so 2½ cups of 1% milk and a 1/4 cup of flour, all-purpose flour. Now, you want to mix that up to where there's no lumps, and so the easiest way that I know is with a whisk, because it doesn't take very long and you get no lumps. So you stir it up a little bit, and then if you kind of go like this and kind of move it around, it doesn't take long for there to be no lumps in this. And if you don't have a big measuring cup like this, you measure it into like a bowl and just do it inside of a bowl. But you definitely have to make sure there's no lumps. So I think that looks pretty good. All right? So that's 2½ cups of milk, 1/4 cup of flour, and into this pan right here. And that's the beginning of your sauce, okay? Now we're going to put that on to cook. Start to bring that to a boil. You're going to be stirring this quite a bit, and of course a non-stick pan is always good. Now here's the deal on the cheese. This is reduced fat cheese. This brand I find at the store. I usually get Sharp, but they didn't have it this time, so I got the medium cheddar. But they're both good. If you like a stronger flavor, then use the Sharp, but it's reduced fat cheese. Now, I do not recommend buying the pre-shredded kind that comes in a bag because they put something in it that makes it kind of dry. So, oh, and let me stir a little bit. Just as you're going, you just kind of keep going along the sides and stir because milk can burn sometimes. So, okay, now back to the cheese. Now, so we're going to shred or slice. You can either slice it really thin or shred it. So I'm going to try to do both just to show you. You can kind of, it doesn't matter what shape you do it in. You can do it long ways like this. You can slice it thin on one of these guys. You can shred it like that, okay? And as I'm doing this, I can hear it now. Oh, low-fat cheese, but fat makes it taste good. Shut your pie hole. I'm trying to help you here. I'm trying to keep your arteries from getting clogged up. Get heart disease, so get over it. Shred your cheese, your low-fat cheese. So the cheese is ready to go in. Now the water's coming to a boil. I'm going to keep stirring. There we go. Okay, keep stirring the sauce. See, it's starting to bubble on the edges. So keep going along the bottom like that. And this is going to cook for about 10 minutes. The pasta I'm using cooks in about 8, so when they're both ready, the dish is ready. I get these large elbows. You can use anything, any shape of pasta, penne, the little cavatappi, that's like that little twirly one is nice, shells. The ones with ridges and curves tend to hold more cheese. Whole wheat pasta, for sure you can use it. So I'm going to use my scale here and measure, and this is one of those scales you can put a container on like this, and then put it on, and then it'll adjust for the weight of the container. So that's at 0. Now I'm going to put 4 cups of these large elbows, and you can see, take a look, see they're like kind of bigger than those little tiny ones. I like this size. Okay, 12 ounces exactly. Okay, we're back. It's been about 3 or 4 minutes. I've been kind of stirring the sauce off and on, and you can see it's boiling and becoming thicker. And the water's boiling now, so we can put in the elbows. There we go, 4 cups, 12 ounces of elbows. And always when you put pasta in the water, you want to stir it at the beginning to keep it from sticking. And as soon as it comes back to a boil, we'll set our timer. This particular one takes 8 minutes. And the sauce is pretty thick. I think it's ready to add the cheese. It's cooked for about 10 minutes now. So we'll take it off the heat because when you add the cheese, you do not boil the sauce anymore. So there's the nice, that's about how thick it's going to get. And then you just pour in the cheese and it's going to melt. Do not cook it after this point. Just put in all this nice cheese And by the time you stir it in, the noodles will be ready and your mac and cheese will be ready. So, whoops. You just kind of keep stirring and stirring. Okay? See, one piece I didn't shred enough and it's still solid there, but it will melt. You just kind of keep pressing and it'll melt. Okay. So, about a minute and a half. I'll come back when the noodles are done and we'll have mac and cheese. Okay, that means the noodles are done. So off the stove, over to the sink to drain carefully, very carefully. Shake out the water, add it to the sauce. Okay, we're going to add a half a teaspoon of salt. You can add this anytime to the sauce or to whenever you're mixing it. And some fresh ground pepper. And that's it. And you stir it up. Takes a minute. Just kind of stir it. Does that look good or what? Look at that. Look at that. Okay, let's get it in a bowl. Okay, so you can get a really good look. Here it comes. Yikes. Okay. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Okay. There it is. 20-minute mac and cheese, 4 ingredients, healthier than any you can buy or make from a box. Creamy, delicious mac and cheese. I gotta take a taste, but can I have a bigger spoon, please? Thank you. No, you gotta have a bigger. Okay, thanks. Can I please have my macaroni and cheese eating spoon? Thank you. All right, this is it. 2 spoonfuls and I'm out of here.